Today I'm sharing my casual daily routine for makeup. My first makeup video ever. I hope you'll join me. Hello ladies, and welcome to today's video. This is a first for me. I usually stick to fashion, not that I'm an expert there either, but I just feel like I know more about what I'm doing in that area, as well as fitness and of course inner beauty. But beauty scares me, so I just want you to know that right up front, that this is a little scary for me. But I have a sponsor today. Today's video is sponsored by Proven Skincare, and I think it's because of them that I decided to tiptoe into this venue. They have reached out to me not too long ago wanting to introduce me to their skincare system, and I tell you what, I absolutely love it. I love it so much that it really did give me the confidence to do this video today. I love Proven Skincare because it takes into account where you live, your unique needs. You fill out a questionnaire online and you tell them about where you live, your age, your peculiar situations with your skin sensitivity, if your skin is dry or oily or whatever. They take all of that into account, and then they send you this 3-step package that is just, it's a powerhouse, because each of the pieces of that package do multiple duty. The cleanser is also an exfoliator, the moisturizer is also a serum and a sunscreen, and the night cream also has a serum in it as well. So it is so simple. It leaves my face feeling fresh, and just it's lightweight too. One of the things I love about it is they send you the skincare for 8 weeks, and then at the end of that 8 weeks they'll send you a new set that is, tuned up for that season that you're going into. So it really is ideal. I love that you can really recommend it like I'm recommending it to you, because it is so individualized. Proven has given me a code also, so there's a link below, of course, in the description box that you can check out Proven, and if you click through that link and you use my code that is also there, you can really save on your first set of skincare, because already they are having a 35% off deal right now. But if you use my code, you get to save an additional 10%. I mean, my goodness. So you just can't hardly not want to do that. So I hope you'll check it out. So today I am, like I said, I'm just going to share with you my basic makeup routine. This is what I would do if I was just staying home, but I still wanted to look nice for my family, or maybe I'm getting out running a few errands. I'm not, going to church. I'm not taking photographs for the blog. I'm not going anywhere special, just doing kind of the daily thing. And I want to look pretty, I want to look fresh, I want to look alive and youthful, but I don't want to spend a lot of time in front of the bathroom mirror. So this is that pared down routine that gets me through these sorts of days. Let's get going. Okay, so my skincare is done. I washed my face with the Proven cleanser, and I applied the moisturizer, which, remember, I said also includes a sunscreen and a serum. So now my face is ready. I've also applied an eye cream, so I did do that earlier too, but we're ready. I've got a fresh face ready to get started now. So the first thing I like to do, though, regardless of how much makeup I'm putting on, is I do go ahead and use a lip primer. So this is not a lip gloss, this is not a chapstick, this is a primer that I go ahead and put on my lips first. The next thing I go ahead and do, because I want this to set, is an eye primer. So the same thing, but for the eye area. And again, this one is also by Mary Kay, and it's just, I use a very, very little bit. This tube has lasted me forever. So I'm putting on like a smaller than a pea size, and that's gonna go on both eyes. And so I'm gonna I always use my left ring finger because that's my weakest ring finger. and I apply that all over the lid of my eyes up to the brow. And it's not very thick. I want a pretty thin little coat there because it is kind of tacky, sticky, and I want that to set before I put my eyeshadow on. I usually at this point go and do something like do my hair, go make the bed, put on some more of my clothing, and let that really set. All right, so now I'm ready for the next step. That has set, and I'm going to use my Tartelette eyeshadow. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeshadow. I'm just going to use really 2 shades today, but I love this palette. It's one I've been using for a long time by Tartelette, and I don't even know the name of this palette. I will put it, everything is going to be linked in the description box below, so you'll find links to everything. But look at these colors. This is a lovely palette. I haven't used this one. I went ahead and bought a new one because mine is so used to use today. So let's get started with the first shadow here. I'm just using this very light shadow to go over my entire eyelid. This shadow smells to me like cookies. It smells so sweet. It's very pigmented. It's very, it goes on just nicely, like very satiny, silky. But a palette lasts me a long time too. And of course I use certain colors more than others. So I just have both of those eyes completely covered. That I used, let's see what brush I used. I used an IT Cosmetics brush. This is number 5, and it's the all over brush. It's actually a double brush with a smudger at the end. But this is kind of a flat, thick paddle brush that I used all over my eye. Now I'm going in with a smaller brush. This is actually another IT Cosmetics brush, and it's for, it says small shadow, and I'm going to use it to go into the crease and up above the crease, up onto the brow bone. And with this, I'm going to be using, y'all, it's such a pain to not be able to see, the shade Wanderer. So I'm really going light with these today. Everything is going to be pretty light. One thing I've learned as I've gotten older is that I want to keep my makeup just a little lighter. A little bit goes a long ways, and I want to add more light to my eyes than dark colors. So let's see, I might even just use this mirror here. I'm going up over that crease in just kind of gentle little circling motions and out towards the outer edge of my brow bone. And I want to kind of create like almost a boomerang is the way I kind of see it. I'm kind of tapping that off to get the excess product off because it does go on a very, like I said, very pigmented, and it's pretty powdery. Okay, now I'm going to blend, and so to do that I just have a blending brush. I think it also is by IT Cosmetics. I will be linking all of the brushes in the description box below too. Blending is such an important part of putting our makeup on, and especially as we get older, we don't want those lines. And so it's a nice soft brush, and it doesn't hold color itself. It just really blends that color in. And I have found that it's really better to overblend than to underblend. As I blend, I want to go out. And the reason I do my eye makeup before I do the rest of my face is because this way, if I get some excess powder, I can clean that up before I put my foundation on. And so also I can really push this eyeshadow out and up, and then I can come back in with my foundation and clean that up a little bit too. I prefer eyeshadows that don't have any shimmer or sparkle. I know you can certainly do that, but as we get older, I do think it's wise to tone down the sparkle. I heard a makeup expert recently say that we really want to, as we get older, create a makeup look out of the colors that should naturally be in our face. We're trying to bring back some of our youthfulness. So we're just really trying to bring back those colors that, think about like your grandchildren or your children have in their faces. So the next step with my eyes, I do not do any eyeliner anymore. Now you certainly can do eyeliner, but what I found is my eyes are a very, very light green, like very light green. And I love eyeliner. And when I noticed that when I was using eyeliner, it was like I could see the eyeliner and the mascara and I couldn't see my eyes. They were getting lost. And so I have stopped using eyeliner. If you do use eyeliner, I just really encourage you to do it light, do it really close to the lashes, and to, once again, smudge or blend a little bit, but keep it light. But I go ahead at this point and use my mascara primer. I am all into primers. I think primers are so important. They really help things have sticking power. Things go on better. My mascara goes on so much better. So I'm using a Lancome primer for my eyelashes, and what it does is it makes my eyelash, it conditions them. I have such problem eyelashes, y'all. They're white, they're thin, they're sparse, they're short, they're hardly there. This really helps to lengthen them, keeps them healthier, and it makes them wet so that when I put my mascara on, it just goes on better. I really try to use just one wand of this stuff on both eyes. I go through them twice. And then I go quickly to do my mascara. I'm also using a Lancome mascara that I absolutely love. It's their Disfinicils mascara. It is my absolute favorite. I love this wand. I love the consistency of the mascara. I just love it. I've used it for years. I like to start at the base and kind of wiggle my way up. Like I said, I have very sparse eyelashes and very tiny little thin eyelashes. But I guess that's what happens when you have light green eyes and blonde hair. I don't know. I try to just dip my wand in here one time and do 3 layers on each eye with that one wand of product, because I find that that's plenty. My mom actually gave me that tip, and she heard it, I think, on the news from a beauty expert, and that really does work. And then I just close that, but I don't normally do that. I do just a very small coat of mascara on my bottom lashes. And if I got any product on my eyes or my skin around my eyes, I can come back later. I don't do that right now. I come back later when it's dried with a Q-tip to take care of that. So I'll show you that in a minute. But I have found that, I know some people say not to use mascara on your bottom lashes, but again, I have very little teeny tiny blonde lashes, so if I don't put any mascara there, then it looks like I don't have any. So that's why I do mascara there. All right, so my next step now is to move on to the rest of my face. I am using a Laura Mercier primer for my face, and I love this. It goes on like a cream, a very, very light cream, and that's about all it takes for my whole face. I put a little dot, you know, at all the key places, and then it is very light. So it's very wet feeling, you know, like a thin cream, but goes on really silky smooth. And I find that it just really helps my makeup to apply better and also to stay put better, and it just works better. I just prime everything. Next thing I actually do is, at this point, is when I would wet and wring out my beauty blenders. I'm a huge believer in beauty blenders. They're little sponges that I don't use mine to apply my makeup. I use it only to set my makeup, and I'll show you how to do that. But when I'm doing my makeup in my bathroom, I'll go ahead and wet these. Then you put them in a towel and really get them almost dry. So they're just barely damp. And I do that then while my primer sets, just a few seconds. Then the next thing that I apply is my under eye cream. I've been using the Tarte Double Duty Beauty, let's see, Ultra Creamy Tarte Shape Tape. It's their ultra creamy formulation. Anyhow, it's fairly new. They just came out with it a few months ago. I love this stuff. It has, it's very dense, but very creamy, so it does not dry out my under eyes. I heard from an expert makeup artist not too long ago to go ahead and do your under eyes at this point and then come back and do them again a little bit more after you've done your foundation. So I put just a little bit there and a little bit of the edges, and I make sure the edges kind of go up, edges of my eyes go up, because I'm wanting to create a lift right there. And then if I have some more on the one, which I do, I come back in and maybe get a little bit more there and there. I go ahead at this point too and work a little bit on some blemishes and little age spots that I have. You know, aging is just not for the faint-hearted, is it? It is not easy. I do have a concealer brush, and sometimes I use it, sometimes I use my fingers. Honestly, this stuff is so creamy. I feel like it works better with my fingers. Once again, I'm one of these people, I'm kind of ambidextrous when it comes to my makeup, so like I apply this eye with this hand and this eye with this hand. So I do try to use this weakest finger though, for the most part, and just kind of pat, but I have to rub it, not rub it in, but you know, move it around a little bit with my finger too. I can't just, some people can just pat it, I guess. I can't just make that happen. But once I get it kind of positioned, I guess is the point, where I want it, then I do go back in with this small beauty blender. It's just a very small one. And at this point, I go ahead and I dab this. So I kind of bounce, and it just kind of helps to set that. And like I said, I go up onto, and I will list the shade of the concealer that I'm using, or the under eye cream. I can't remember what it is right now, but I have neutral undertones for the most part, kind of neutral undertones. So I think it's like they're light neutral undertone. So the next thing I do, of course, is my foundation. Right now I am using Mary Kay's, it's a really creamy foundation. I'll list it below. If you want Mary Kay, then I suggest you find someone around you who sells it, but if you need somebody, I can give you a link to my Mary Kay consultant. I just put a dab about like that, just a good little, you know, probably more like a 2-pea size on my finger, and then I dab put a blob in each of the key places that I'm going to need it. And then let me go ahead and put the lid on that. Remember, this is kind of a light day makeup, and so I'm really trying to learn to keep my foundation a little bit lighter. It's hard because, you know, as we get older, I just want to cover it all up. But I'm learning that when I try to cover it all up, I create kind of a mask, and I don't want a mask on my face. I want more of a natural look. So one thing I do try to do is use a brush to apply it, and I do find that creates a little bit more of a natural look. It really helps to get that foundation onto my skin evenly. I want to brush it all the way out to my hairline, kind of into my hairline almost. I don't really go over my under eye cream very much with my makeup. It will kind of get on there with the Beauty Blender in a minute, but right now I'm kind of keeping this away from that under eye concealer. Make sure you get up around your mouth and under your nose and all those little crevices, and then down onto your neckline a little bit. I kind of come in a V a little bit, and I'm going to blend it too, of course, but I do need to add a little bit of color there. And then, like I said, the next step is to take my Beauty Blender and bounce. And I go ahead and bounce back over the concealer too, or the eye cream, under eye cream. And I try to bounce over here onto my ears a little bit too, just spreading it. Okay, now if I need to come back in with the under eye cream, I can. Actually, I'm pretty happy with this. I think I need just a touch more in a place where I kind of squished it off accidentally. And you want to come up with this, up, kind of like up around the, up over, you know, the bridge of your nose, just kind of like up the side here too, like up onto your eyes almost, just to add that little bit of light in that area. And another place you can add some light is on the top of your nose. So if you have any excess there, you can just do that. So that's my foundation. It's all done. It feels really good. It's all set. I'm gonna wipe off my hands here. And now I am ready actually to go ahead with my blush. So I am using a NARS blush, and I will give you the color below because I can't remember what it is right now, but it's a pretty rosy pink, and I just used a little very soft angled brush here, and what I want to do is I want to stay kind of on the cheekbone and maybe just below. I'm not going to do any contouring with this particular routine. I do use contouring like before I take photos and stuff normally, but today I'm just doing a little bit of blush, and I'm going to make sure I go from the middle of my cheek, the apple of my cheek, the outside part of the apple going out, because again we're trying to kind of raise things up this way. This expert I heard recently too, she said, you know, that women our age need to not be afraid to add a little bit of color. Like maybe eyeshadow is not the place to add color, but on your cheeks and your lips really is. That's what keeps us from looking like we're dead. So I think that's important. Sometimes I use my Beauty Blender and go back in over that blush, and just to make sure it's kind of set too. And I am going to use some powder in just a moment. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and do that. I am using a translucent powder by NYX, and it is really even white, because I mean it's white. I don't want to turn it too much because it'll spill out, but it does not go on white. It goes on just really translucent, and I'm just using a big puffy powder brush for that. I dip it in there very lightly, and then I really tap it off, a lot of it off. You see all that coming off into the lid. And then I'm just going to powder kind of just where I feel like it's maybe too shiny, and also blend in my cheek powder on the cheeks, the cheek color a little bit. But I don't want to like create a really dry look. I want it to have some youthful glow to it, so I don't put on a lot of powder. All right, the next thing that is so important for me, because I have no eyebrows hardly, and you know what, ladies, shaping our eyebrows, filling in our eyebrows, that is like framing a window. It is so important. So I have been using a new product for that recently. I've been using Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Dip Pomade. And I am using the color taupe. They have a lot of colors to choose from, and you want to choose something based on your hair color and your skin tone and all. And because I really am kind of a true blonde that's going gray, a taupe is a good color for me. Now, I have to put my glasses on to do this. I can't see it otherwise. And let me give you a few tips as we're doing this, and let me just say, I can't do this perfectly. I struggle almost every day. But I think it's important to add some color here, to add some brown back into our eyebrows, and to shape them. I try to just, come out. This is very concentrated stuff, so you don't need a whole lot. And I have a little scar right here where I fell off the bed when I was a kid, and I bust my head open and had to have stitches, and so I have a scar, and eyebrows don't grow where there's a scar. So first I always deal with that, and then I try to go out and create an arch out at the second third, the last third of my eyes. You don't want the arch right here in the middle, because then it looks like you're surprised all the time, okay? You want the arch to be out here so that you're looking more lifted. Okay, so now I have the pomade on, and the next thing I do though is I go back in with a little spoolie brush, a little that brushes your eyebrows, and I kind of, brush them up and out. You don't want to brush too hard, you'll just brush all your product off. And then also recently I picked up the Anastasia Beverly Hills it's a gel that like sets your eyebrows. So that's just a gel. Let me see. And I'm going to put it on my brows now, kind of like you do mascara. I'm going very lightly because it kind of scares me that I'm going to brush all my product off. Okay, so see how the arch is kind of out to the outer side of my eyes, and then I have made sure that my eye makeup kind of goes up towards my eyebrows, so I have that lift and that openness instead of anything closed there. Oh, one other thing is I do want to go back in to my eyes, and I have to put my glasses on for this just to see if I've gotten any mascara or any other product on there in the wrong place. So I'm going to do that now, and if you just use a little Q-tip to go back and get off the dry product that's maybe gotten on your eye in different places, it comes right off. That's a huge makeup tip that I heard, I don't know, a year or two ago, I think from Cindy Spivey, I think, but that has been so helpful to me. Well, it looks like I did pretty good this time. I don't see any. You may see some that I don't see because I'm basically blind right now. So for my lipstick, I am using a Lancome, I think it's French, and I don't really know how to say it, but a Puitre, I think, Puitre, I don't know. It's a beautiful, I think just a great color for summer, just a really pretty rosy pink. And because this is my simple makeup routine, I'm just gonna apply it, not gonna outline my lips or anything. Okay, there we go. That's my kind of my everyday beauty routine. I know that maybe that's a lot of products for some of you. Maybe that's not, I skip some of the things that you would normally do. I think putting on our makeup is all very individual, and some of us like a lot of products, some of us don't. I kind of want to feel like I've got something helping me out here. And obviously it doesn't really take me nearly as long when I'm not trying to tell somebody what I'm doing and I'm in front of my own bathroom mirror. But I hope that helped you. Maybe you got something out of it. Maybe you learned something from that. This is my very first beauty video, so give me a little grace in the comments section below. But I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to check out any of the products that I've used, because I love all of these. Everything I've shown you, I really love these products. Some of them are pricey, some of them are drugstore, so they're all over the place, but there are links to everything in the description box below. So thank you so much for joining me, and if you enjoyed today's video, you gained anything from it, please give me a thumbs up. And hey, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I hope you will do that today. I upload new videos every Wednesday. Usually fashion videos, but hey, if you guys liked today's video, then I will be bringing back more beauty videos now that my husband and I have learned how to do this. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again really soon. Bye now.